Posting more consistently has led me to become hyper aware of one thing. And that one thing is not how inconsistent I was before, but it was actually something that I can control and want to start taking responsibility for. See, that one thing is my body weight. And for me, who hasn't consistently worked out for 4 years, roughly, those two things correlate with one overarching theme at the top. And that theme being, I don't like the way I look, but I want to inspire others to create. And in order for me to do that, I have to create myself. And creating comes with more than just me being on camera, but me creating habits for the lifestyle that I want. And no, this isn't gonna be some video about the in-depth breakdown. Actually, it is. So let's talk about what a macro diet is, or i.e. what I'm doing, macro counting. It's a nutritional approach that focuses on tracking the specific grams of proteins, fats, and carbohydrates, the 3 macronutrients, consumed daily rather than just counting the total calories. Everybody's talked about it, everybody's on it, everybody's done it. It's worked for me in the past. I just had 2 kids and haven't done it. So now I'm getting back on it. So what does that look like for me? When macro tracking, there's a couple things you have to do. One, you have to track your macros. How do you do that? A lot of people use MyFitnessPal, the First Form app. I personally use Macros First. It's a free app, and when you first download it, you get like a 7-day free trial that you can set up your caloric intake, your proteins, carbohydrates, and fats. Speaking of which, those are the 3 things that you really have to watch out for. So let's break it down. For me, I'm roughly eating 1,800 calories a day. Why? Because I am going to be in a calorie deficit to lose weight. So I need to be eating less than I'm expendituring, if that's even a word. So you're probably asking me how I got to this number. Well, considering my full-time job is me sitting at a desk, my average expenditure a day is about 1,500 calories. But when I add in working out 3 to 4 times a week and walking 3 times a week, my daily expenditure goes up to 2,000 calories that I'm burning. So if I eat in a calorie deficit lower than what I'm putting out in a day, theoretically and scientifically, I should lose weight. There's plenty of YouTube channels about this. Y'all can go watch that. So the first thing that we calculate when doing this is protein. Okay, and with protein, it's about 4 grams per 1 calorie. Also, I must say, I'm not an ESS major. This is just stuff I've learned over time. The second is carbohydrates, which also, very similar to protein, is about 4 grams per 1 calorie. And lastly, your fats. And this is for any fat. It's 9 grams per 1 calorie. The next step is then figuring out the math. I know that I expend about 2,000 calories a day. So I need to figure out how much I need to eat in a day. I'm capping myself at 1,800 calories a day to eat. But then we have to break that down into the proteins, carbohydrates, and fats. I always start with proteins first. Using that number, it's 4 grams of protein per 1 calorie, and I know that I need 200 grams of protein in my body a day. I take that and multiply it by 4 to give me 800 calories, roughly. And at capping myself at 1,800, I have 1,000 left to expenditure. Quick side note, the reason why I'm doing my protein the way I am is because when you are losing weight and using your current body weight at your protein intake, it's going to do 3 things. It's going to increase fullness when you're eating. It's going to preserve lean muscle mass you already have on you, plus probably some that you're going to be getting. And the third thing is it's going to boost your metabolism via the thermic effect of food. I'm not going to break that science down. But back to the math. So with that rule of thumb, I have about 1,000 calories left. And in that, I want to break it into a 60-40 effect. So the math is going to equate to this. I'm going to take 1,000 calories times 60%, so 0.6. That's about 600 calories. Then I'm going to divide that by 4 because I'm calculating carbohydrates. And remember, carbohydrates are 4 grams per 1 calorie. So 600 divided by 4 is 150. So that gives me 200 grams of protein, 150 grams of carbohydrates a day. Then I'm going to take the same 1,000 and I'm going to multiply that by 40% because I'm doing a 40% of my intake from fats, which gives me roughly 400 calories. Now remember, fats are higher in grams per calorie. They're 9. Don't forget that. So at 400, and then I'm going to divide that by 9, that's 44 grams of fat. And that is how I get my numbers for macro tracking. 200 grams of protein, 150 grams of carbohydrates, and roughly 45 grams of fats to equate to 1,800 calories. But that's it for the science. See, because this video wasn't supposed to be a 5-minute breakdown of macro counting and how to do it. It was about overcoming the fact that although I have this currently in my videos, I'm going to be taking actionable steps to bettering my body for when I'm editing and how I look. 1, for myself, but 2, for my children and my marriage, because that's kind of the goal for me as a dad, is to show them how they should live their life when they move out of the house. But I'm not going to get too deep in that today. If you made it this far in the video, maybe give it a thumbs up if you liked it. If not, cool. If this is your first time watching, I appreciate you. Maybe consider subscribing. And if you're a return subscriber, thank you so much. I appreciate you. That's it for me today. I'll see you guys in the next one.